we have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Yes, yes, yes. The Tiny Hat CEO has returned to the Renegade Roast. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody watching live, and shout out to everybody who's gonna watch this later, because you know what, y'all do work too. Shout out to, of course, my beautiful co-host, the FSU Harley Quinn. What is up, Jen? Look at you, girl.
Hey.
Look at you all dressed up. Meet me at the altar in your white dress.
You never know.
We ain't getting no younger. You might as well do it. I don't know the rest of the words, but I must confess.
Let's
I'm
just
not even
fake it.
finishing that.
We'll
Fake
just
it.
fake
I ain't
No.
faking nothing. Damn that. We gonna get this done. We gonna get it done right. Anyway, shout out to you, Jay. How you doing, girl?
I am doing good. This is an exciting day, don't you think?
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! Belt to ass week was upon us, people. Belt to ass week was upon us, and it was absolutely fantastic. We're gonna have a fun show today. Recently has been a lot of doom and gloom, a lot of criticizing of our holy FSU squad. Well deserved.
Yep.
But this week we getting back to the fun, because contrary to popular belief, this ain't no FSU show, people. This is about us roasting the shit out of these other raggedy ass college football programs. And this week is the first week of the season where we get to run down on some other people. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. So give me your thoughts on this weekend. How did you feel? How was everything going with college football in general for you?
Well, first, let's give a shout out to anybody in North Carolina, all prayers in Tennessee and Florida and Georgia as well. So if anybody, is out there in need, let's just always, maybe we could just give them a laugh today. We'll see. I doubt they have internet. So,
Hey, yeah, I know. Damn right. We definitely want to send our thoughts and prayers up to everybody in that, especially in that Carolina area. I have some family that's just north of Chimney Rock, and they were fine, but that whole area was washed out. So definitely thoughts and prayers to all of them. And to everybody on the west coast of Florida, if you have not gotten your ass out of there because you think you are Kevin Costner in Waterworld, I highly recommend you get in your boat, get in your whip, and you take I-75 and get your asses up out of there. Because even though we are Floridians, we really don't prepare for any of this stuff until it's at least a category 3. But based on what they saying, y'all still got time to prepare and make sure that everything is tied down. So shout out to everybody on the west coast of Florida too. Hopefully everybody stays safe out there. But we also gonna give a shout out to some of these squads out here. See, look, this is the thing I love about college football, baby, because every week we just know what's gonna happen. We just know. We got the blue bloods, we got the big deep pockets, we got the teams that are always at the top of the standings, they at the top of the rankings, they always in the title games, etc. And then every once in a while, one of these teams stands up and they just make you back your ass right back on up over there. Might as well say that y'all was some juveniles the way they had y'all backing that ass up this week. So it was absolute belt to ass week this week. We had 6. I count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 top 25 teams go down. 5 of them lost to people who don't have a number next to their school name. The boys wasn't even ranked, and they went out there and got their ass beat. Of course, the number 1 team that we're going to start off with is the University of Alabama. Y'all got y'all tide rolled all the fuck over. That's what just happened. The boys from Vandy walked in there and was just like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? And they put belt to ass on that Alabama squad, and it was hilarious. I watched a little bit of that game, and I would tell you this. If y'all ain't watched that game, go back and watch it. That's got to be on one of them ESPN classic shows, because
it won't.
It should be. It should be. It should be on every one of them SEC network channels, all of that. They should highlight all of their teams, because Vandy whooped their ass. They legitimately walked down Alabama. They ain't even run them down. They ain't drive up. They were like Omar and the Wire. They just walked right up with a shotgun and was like, give me all your stash, or you know what's going to happen. It was fantastic. I thought it was fantastic. Beat them 40-35, and they just pushed them down. I had some fun things that I wanted to say about this game here specifically. The Drip Key said, anybody check on Finebaum? Hey, listen, we gonna talk about Finebaum because that show today was legendary. The way he was out here carrying all of their water, that shit was hilarious. But how did you feel when you saw that Vandy had run down on Alabama?
There were some people going, oh, the refs are going to save Alabama. There was never a point in that game. This is how bad Vandy was beating their butts. There was never a point in that game that I was like, oh, Bama's going to come back. Because it was, even though it was 40-35, whatever, it just never felt like Bama was going to make that move. It just never felt like that because Vandy could actually blow them off the ball on both sides. Both sides. Vandy was running it down their throats. They were doing everything they wanted to do to Alabama. Can you imagine Nick Saban sitting there watching that shit? I mean, he had to be sitting there just going, like, I have to. I wonder if he was packing his office at ESPN, just going like, guys, I'm out. I'm going home. I can't believe this shit. This would be like Jimbo Fisher watching Mike Norvell lose to Duke and just going, fuck this. Y'all hire my ass back. Because honestly, it was wild. I never felt like Alabama was going to make a comeback. And that was just weird to me.
It was wild. It was wild. And I saw a couple of stats that I wanted to throw out here for this because this is what really shocked me about it. First off, Vandy had 42 minutes of possession in that game. 42 minutes. Alabama doesn't give possession up like that. Alabama's usually the one that's just running down on you 5 yards at a time, bludgeoning. They have 42 minutes of possession. Vandy punted the ball twice in the game, once from the 50 and once from the Alabama 42. So that was it. Of every other possession that they have, they scored points against Alabama. Them boys from Vandy said, we don't believe you. You need more people. They said, oh, Saban ain't over there. That motherfucker over there got a t-shirt on. Oh, yeah, we finna whoop their ass. And that's what just happened. They literally ran down on them boys. All right. And then after they beat their ass, and this was my favorite part, them boys tore down the goalpost and walked 3 miles to the river. I didn't even know they had a river. And what is that, Nashville? That's what they had.
Yeah,
Nashville?
Tennessee River. Come on now.
I didn't even know they had a river over there. Them boys
Tennessee threw them goalposts in there when they beat Alabama too.
Yeah, but that
They've
Tennessee,
got multiple goalposts are just like passing each other in the river from like those two teams beating Bama. There's like these goalposts. I wonder if they meet up. Do they just like find a way with the current? I don't know. But yeah.
The boys
It's
walked 3
great.
miles with that motherfucker, and it was like, no, we're gonna stop at every single spot we could find. Somebody said they stopped at Jason Aldean's bar and was like, hey, look what we found, and then kept moving it on and when they threw that in the river. I'm like, yo, they out here wilding. They threw it in the river 3 miles down the block. I'll tell you this right now. If you would do that, Vandy, and you ain't getting no scattered ass off of that, you might need to go ahead and transfer because everything that was happening in that city was all Vanderbilt everywhere. So if you couldn't run down on those strange in that city, you just might as well need to go ahead and pack it up. You might need to go ahead and switch teams. You might need to go find you a fellow companion, a life partner, because I know they was out there giving it up. So shout out to all of the co-eds who probably all look like mud dogs that go to Vandy. I was proud of y'all. Y'all went to work. Y'all had Bama big mad. Somebody brought up Finebaum earlier. I listened to Finebaum. Finebaum was up there. He was like, well, this I've never seen an Alabama team get just pushed around like this. This was fantastic. They were so mad that Finebaum said he had to go back and watch some of Kalen DeBoer's games at Washington. He was like, well, he was in some close games at Washington. Let me ask you a quick question. I'm gonna ask this to the chat.
No shit. By the way, those motherfuckers never discussed Washington's close games all last year, Paul Finebaum. You never gave a shit about that, but you spent hours talking about Florida State's close games. Screw you, Paul Finebaum, in your ears, in your bald head. I don't care that you were born in Memphis. Go fuck yourself. You don't have no Memphis swag, okay? Get out of here.
No.
Listen to that bullshit.
Zero. But here's my favorite part. He said that, he had some close games at Washington. We really have to go back and analyze his record. I want to ask the chat. I'm going to ask you this. What was Kalen DeBoer's record at Washington? Take a guess. What was Kalen DeBoer's record at Washington?
What, last year? They were
Overall,
undefeated.
just
Year before
overall.
that, overall, I think he was only there, what, 3 years?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I would, oh God. I mean, you're gonna make me do math?
How many games you
Really?
think he lost in them years he was out there?
15.
His record was 25-3.
Oh,
One of his
wow.
losses was in the the national championship game last year to Michigan. The only other 2 losses he's had was to Arizona State and then another one to UCLA, to Chip Kelly and UCLA. So they had to go back and say, well, he has some close games. We need to really analyze his record at Washington. The man went 25-3, and y'all were that mad. The boys were so hot. They were like, why is he wearing a t-shirt on the sideline? That's not becoming of an Alabama coach. They forced that man to wear a collared shirt in his press conference today. I
Oh my
said, hell
God.
no. These people are batshit fucking crazy. The only people that's more delirious than Alabama fans is the people down there in Coral Gables. And I see you base jeer, and I see the rest of y'all talking reckless in the damn chat. We getting to y'all. We getting to y'all.
Oh
Stay
yeah,
tuned.
we're gonna get
run
there. We're
down
gonna
on
get
you
there.
motherfuckers. So shout out to Vandy, the Commodores, or whatever the fuck your your mascot is. That was belt to ass number 1. That was the first lash. I gave you the first welt across that ass. The second one, your favorite people in the world, the Tennessee Volunteers, lost to unranked Arkansas 19-14. Let me go ahead and let you get your shine right now so that you can talk about your favorite Tennessee Volunteers. Gather your tears, girl. Get your tears.
The unfortunate thing for Tennessee is they're going to lose to Florida this year because they always do. You know, and I think so. Now you've got a couple losses on the docket here, right? And Tennessee's going to lose to Alabama because Alabama just lost early, right? Alabama just lost early to Vandy. Okay. Tennessee also gets to play Vandy at the end of the year. That's their rivalry game. Can you imagine? Your rivalry weekend is fucking Vandy. Can you imagine? But whatever. Tomato, tomato. I guess, you know, you get away with that bullshit, but that's fine. To me, I think the SEC is just an abysmal conference because they find Vandy fans and Arkansas fans for rushing the field because they beat these teams that these screw-ups have sat there and promoted as God be alls, everybody this, everybody that. And of course these fans are excited. Screw you for getting upset that these fat people in Arkansas want to go trample on a field. They don't get that opportunity a lot, okay? They don't.
That's the most exercise they big asses got it forever.
Right? I mean, they're sitting there calling hogs on most nights. You know, they needed some inspiration in their life. And who are you to take it away from them? Okay?
Haters.
One redneck beat another redneck. And by the way, rednecks are great. I love them. Look who's probably going to be rebuilding North Carolina. It ain't a bunch of college grads. Okay? It's going to be the rednecks with chainsaws. Let's understand this. So, by the way, let them have their fun. I mean, I always thought Tennessee was a little fraudulent, but I listen to Vol Calls, guys, because it's fun. It's fun. These people, we gonna beat Nico. I mean, this offense is garbage. I was dying. Y'all, I listened to Vol Calls once during McElwain's tenure. I mean, this was amazing. It was amazing.
Dude, that shit was hilarious. Listen, Arkansas.
Oh my God. No. So they lost to Florida during McElwain's years. And these people on Vol Call said we just lost to a coach that could eat an apple through a picket fence. And it's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. I won't ever forget it. It's amazing. So Vol Calls, guys, after a Tennessee loss, go do it. It's fun. It'll make you feel better about yourself. Okay?
Listen, that shit is hilarious. Listen, Arkansas, I watched more of that game. I watched that game today while I was at work. And them they ran through Tennessee. They ran through them like some shitty ass street Indian food, bro. Like Tennessee ass is burning from the way that Arkansas was running all up in that. They might as well have been called the Arkansas Ditties because they was doing Tennessee ass dirty. It was wild. I thought that Tennessee's offense was supposed to be this world beater offense. They were hanging 60 points on people. They were running down on everybody. And Arkansas was like, yeah, nah, we ain't having that. This stops today. That's what they said. This stops today, and they ran down on them boys. So shout out to the pig people, because that shit was absolute fire. It was absolute fire. Then we get to the next top 10 team. Oh, what is this? Is this the third SEC team in a row? The Mizzou Tigers got that ass tapped for the third last by the Texas A&M fake military brigade. Texas A&M went in there and did work. Texas A&M 41-10 over Mizzou. Once again, I was told that the SEC, the top of the SEC, was the X, Y, and Z. They were supposed to be the bread and butter. They want to get 4 teams in the playoff. They need to get 4 automatic spots. Now I see why they fighting for 4 automatic spots, because y'all out here getting y'all asses beat by a whole bunch of nobodies. All right, y'all had a whole bunch of Yale captains, a bunch of they ain't that the fake ass ROTC boys put belt to ass to Mizzou. Shout out to Mike Elko over there and them boys doing work out there, but ain't no way in hell Missouri's supposed to be losing like that. Y'all might as well go ahead and pack your shit up and take your ass back to the Big 12, because y'all are getting washed. You're getting washed out there in the SEC. And then we get to the next team that caught another ass slashing, Michigan. Versus Kalen DeBoer's old team, the unranked Washington Huskies. Washington said they're coming to get that get back.
Michigan's on 2 losses now, which Miami should be too, by the way, by base Jaron. But that's fine. We're going to get to them in a minute.
Man, let base Jaron run his mouth in the comments, because I got something for that ass, Jaron. Yeah, you just get ready. Go get your baby oil, all right? Because I'm going to show you what's up, all right? Michigan got their asses beat by Washington 27-17. And Washington said, nah, y'all thought shit was sweet, and y'all finna learn today. You gonna learn today. Washington went in there and put the pause to them boys. And that's something that I wanted to say about Michigan. Michigan is ass.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we talk about the coaching carousel, everybody's worried about what's Florida going to do? What's Michigan going to do? Do you think this guy continues? I don't. I really don't. Not from what I'm seeing. Not from what I'm seeing.
Oh, nah. They got that boy on a 10-day contract. Sharon Moore, yeah, you about to get up out the paint, bro.
Yep.
They were like, let's just turn this over to the next one so we can go find our real coach. That's what that is. They real coach buried out back in the potato chip bag. Hey, Sharon Moore, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Coming from somebody who played dominoes, all money ain't good money, bro. All money ain't good money.
Not dominoes.
You thought shit was gonna be real easy for you, and you learned real quick that it ain't what you thought it was, bro. They finna hang everything on that, brother. And you should have just came home and talked to one of us. We would have told you, don't take that. Don't take that. You knew what it was. Connor Stallions and Jim Harbaugh was like, we out the paint. So who y'all gonna finger point over here? And they pinpointed your ass. You shouldn't have took that, Sharon Moore. So you got your ass beat by an unranked Washington team. Shout out to the Huskies for getting that get back. That was beautiful. Then we go to the next team, USC, ranked number 11, lost to an unranked Minnesota Golden Gopher team. And I wanted to talk about USC real quick. I thought USC was supposed to be this big world beater offense. Lincoln Riley with his offensive scheme, he can scheme points open, he can score on anybody. What the hell happened to USC this year?
They're coached by Lincoln Riley, and they have no defense. And again, I mean, us Florida State fans, yes, criticizing other teams is rich, but we're here to do the show, and so we're going to sit here and talk about other things. We can make fun of our own team for sure, but USC has been on this downward trend for such a long time. They're not USC that anybody gives a shit about. USC. Anybody, like all these kids coming out being recruited, just like Miami, guys. The last time anybody saw any of these teams be relevant, they weren't alive. They weren't even a sperm in their dad's penile implant, okay? They weren't anything. They were nothing.
They daddy wasn't even getting no ass the last time they were relevant. What they talking about?
Again, it's just, it's the amount of, it depends on what, it depends on what like anybody else wants to discuss as far as who is relevant. There's only a couple teams that get criticized for losing games. One is Florida State. I think Texas is another one. Even though Texas got pushed into the playoffs, but Texas would lose the same amount of games as like Alabama a couple of years ago, and Texas would be like, oh my God, they can't win anything. It's like, okay, well, I don't know. I think Texas, Florida State, Who are the other ones that you can think of? There's a couple of Michigan is one. They lose a couple games. Everybody just falls out on them. Ohio State. So any SEC team, if you lose 5 games, you're still good. Nobody gives a shit.
Which is wild.
USC can lose 5 games, and it's like, it's USC. It's USC. It's still relevant. It's not fucking relevant at all.
Not at all. Not at all. And when I was watching that game, my first note that I took of that, I'm like, oh, it looks like Lincoln Riley crashing out because he's trying to get the UF job. Shout out to my boy Silk, but that's the number 2 coach on his coaching board after they get Billy Napier out the paint. I don't know what the hell that was, but USC, ever since they've been in the Big Ten, it just looks like they've come down to play Big Ten football. They scoring little points. I mean, they only scored 17 points against a terrible Minnesota team. Minnesota, don't beat your chest. All right. I had 2 Golden Gophers all in my DMs talking about, oh yeah, you was talking bad about Minnesota. Yeah, I'm gonna still talk bad about y'all. Y'all sorry as hell. Y'all trash. Ain't nothing good about y'all. Your coach looked like a Bond villain with his bald head and them weird ass Oakleys that he wearing all the time. Big square head ass motherfucker. Y'all still garbage. Just because you beat USC don't mean that you can come talk to me about anything. Y'all trash. Like, go sit your asses down somewhere. So Minnesota with that dub over them. And then the last game, the only ACC ranked team to lose this week. We're going to talk about the second ACC ranked team that almost lost shortly. But Louisville lost to unranked SMU, 34-27. And I would say this about SMU. In the offseason, we just kind of looked at them as an also-ran. They got a squad. They really do. They really do look like they can put points up whenever they want. I watched a lot of that Louisville game. That Louisville defense is pretty decent. They were supposed to be good on offense, and SMU shut all of that down. Even though they scored 27, that game wasn't as close as it looked. But SMU was putting up points. I'll tell you this right now. I bet SMU will beat Miami, sorry ass, because Miami don't even got them on the schedule this year. But I bet SMU will hang some points on Miami. That'll be a nice little shootout. They ain't got no defense, but that'll definitely be a nice little shootout. But SMU over Louisville. So we had 6, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ranked teams get that ass smacked. 5 of them were to unranked squads. And I wanted to ask you this because I was looking this up here, and you brought up an interesting point when you said that depending on the team, they don't get no love. They don't get no love. Look at SMU. SMU lost 1 game this year, if I'm not mistaken. The 1 game that they lost was to BYU. They lost by 3 points. But every other game that they played this year, they pretty much put belt to ass to everybody that they played. Why is SMU not ranked?
Did you see them versus Nevada?
I mean, but why weren't they? They should be getting some love. Hell, if we talking about,
they're not going to get love because they're in the ACC and they, the game control bullshit that ESPN does. Look, you can't almost lose to Nevada. You can't lose to BYU. That's the problem. There you go.
Oh, they ranked 25 now, Jiren? Oh, okay. Because look, I would say that you're right with that with the ACC nonsense, but we see Miami ain't beat nobody worth a damn, and they somehow in the top 10. So that'll hold no weight. So what's really happening here? SMU should be getting way more love than that. Way more love.
Well, Miami, and we all know this, a bunch of sports journalists went to Miami. So when you talk about ranking teams, when you talk about AP journalists, look, you can hate on it, but that's exactly why Miami gets love. Miami gets a ton of love. Miami has a weak schedule year after year after year after year after year. They still can't win the ACC. They haven't sniffed it. The only time they even made it to the title, they lost. They had to make a field goal in order not to get shut down by 35 points. Isn't that exactly how that went? I mean, again, it is what it is. And there are certain teams that get love. Everybody knows the news media is what promotes how people are ranked, how they're looked at, how they're viewed, all the things. Anybody can criticize it, but Miami has a ton of sports journalists that do this.
Yeah, this is wild. I just think that shit's hilarious. My favorite thing about these people, and that'll be seamless for us to transition over to the shame since we're talking about the ACC. They almost lost, had to have a monumental comeback win to win 39-38 over a Cal team that Florida State and our plebeian ass defense held to 9 points.
I mean, that is the most pathetic, funny, amazing part of what I saw this weekend. And you see Miami fans like, look at us, 1-5. Twitter is talking. Y'all think we give a fuck about being 1-5? We're sitting here criticizing our own team as much. Y'all should be worried about your own team. You should have had 2 losses to the only teams with a pulse you've played, and you've gotten pulled out of the rug multiple times. So stop. Y'all are going to lose. You're going to lose bad, and you're going to lose gigantically, bigly, if you would like. I don't know. Let's make it funnier. Let's make it even funnier.
Right, I love these Miami fans. They're like, oh, 1-5 talking, 1-5 talking. I'm sorry. For the last 2 decades, y'all have been bottom of the barrel, pure
y'all been
ass,
1-5.
pure ass, and y'all still are out here running your mouths. We are on a 3-game win streak against y'all. All right, I don't think we've lost at y'all stadium in like 5 years, easily.
Yep.
And y'all talking
what
shit.
What stadium? I'm sorry, did you say y'all stadium?
Yeah, you're right. They renting it from us, Doak South. Base year with the $5 super chat. It says y'all talking
stadium?
Like we base Jiren $5. Y'all talking like we ain't bringing them refs to Miami and hanging 70 on FSU. You know what, Jiren? I'm glad you brought up the ACC refs. See,
yes,
that's why I like Jiren. We can, like I said, we gonna seamlessly transition to this. So Miami had to have a comeback victory against Cal to win this 39-38. A Cal team again that Florida State held to 9 points. With all of the defensive problems that we got, we held them to 9 points. And y'all had to go damn near to overtime just to beat them boys. All right. They were whooping your ass up by 25 points. But we can get into the refs since y'all want to talk about it. We could get to the refs. ACC refs have been ass for the longest. Y'all have hated the ACC refs just as much as we've hated them, if not more, over the last 20 years. And now they're giving y'all a whole bunch of home cooking. Y'all had multiple people downfield blocking. Well, it should have been illegal men downfield on the touchdown that gave y'all the lead. And of course, there was a missed face mask on that same play. But again, ACC refs are ass, right? You had a targeting call that could be targeting, couldn't be targeting. I don't know. From every angle that I saw, it looked like his helmet hit first, and then he turned and threw the left shoulder to try to make it seem like it wasn't targeting. They didn't call that. I'm not going to hang it on that either. But what I will say is this. We've seen back-to-back games where Miami has gotten some serious home cooking. The Vatek game, I understand that they got the call right. I didn't think it was a catch either. However, when you go based off of how the rule is called, you go to the call on the field if there is no clear evidence. The call on the field was a touchdown. They made an unprecedented move to give y'all that victory, getting it right by doing so, but they still made an unprecedented call to give y'all that victory against a Vatek team that was 2-2. All right. Then you play a Cal team that's pure ass, a bunch of woke ass too, a bunch of bare woke ass, and y'all had to go downfield on a game-winning drive to go up 39-38 to beat that team. ACC refs are garbage, and as much as y'all hate the refs, just like we hate the refs, you assholes voted to keep us in this plebeian ass conference because we were finna go on the greener pastures and leave y'all sorry asses in the dust. This is what I don't understand about you Cryami Hurricanes. All y'all do is run your mouths. Whether you win it or losing, you always talking. And then you want to blame the refs for everything. Oh, he was down last year. He was down. Georgia Tech shouldn't have had a chance to win it. He was down. And now the refs are giving it to y'all on the other side, and y'all don't have nothing to say. A win is a win. It was a safety against Florida State. It was a safety against Florida State. The refs are screwing us over. And now the refs are giving y'all the home cooking, and y'all don't want to complain about the refs? Is this what we doing now, Miami? Is this how we rolling out here? That's what we doing. Y'all are a bunch of crabs in the barrel ass mentality ass team. That's what y'all are. Y'all got a weak ass schedule. The two teams that, like Jen said, had a decent pulse. A pulse. Team that was barely on the EKG. Beep, beep. That's all they had right there. They took y'all to the wire and was whooping y'all ass the whole game.
Look at Category 5 here in the comments. We love the refs. Of course they do. This year they love the refs. Of course you do.
Shout out to Category 5. G, put that up there.
This might be the biggest fucking oh my God. And this guy's probably going to try and delete it in a second. They love the refs. They love them this year. Last year they hated them because they sucked. And Mario's over there with his bra hanging out and all these things. And he can't win games. He can't kneel. And this year, it's like the ACC is like, well, we need a team that's going to be undefeated. And then guess what, Miami? They won't do shit for you to get you a higher ranking in the playoffs if you make it there, because you won't, because you're going to lose a couple games. You're going to play some teams that the refs can't bail you out of. That's what I'm going to say.
It's going to be fantastic, and I can't wait. I'm telling you right now, I can't wait because we've already seen this movie before. We've seen this movie. As a matter of fact, Miami, I'm telling you this right now. You are doing the same thing that we did last year. Y'all are beating up on these teams. You winning these close games. We didn't have to come from behind like y'all did in these games that y'all got here. But you might go undefeated. Go undefeated. I don't think you will, but go undefeated. And then you'll get to the playoff. The only difference is it ain't going to be 4 teams they're going to be choosing. It's going to be 12, and y'all going to automatically get in there. And then y'all going to catch belt to ass. But since I said we've seen this movie before, all right, I want to shout out to my boy Kwame Canty 05 over on the timeline, one of my arch nemesis on the timeline, diehard Hurricanes fan. He helped me realize something about the University of Coral Gables Hurricanes. You know, you guys are nothing more than a basic cable movie of the week team. Basic cable movie of the week. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? For the last 20 years, you have been an also ran. You guys are the movie where you ain't got shit else to watch on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon. It ain't football season no more. It ain't even basketball season. You ain't got shit to watch. So you scrolling through and you somehow get to TNT, TBS, USA, one of them raggedy ass channels, and there's a movie on, and it's halfway through the movie. You're like, you know what? I can sit here and watch this because I ain't got nothing better to do with my life. That's what y'all are. You are a basic cable ass movie, a movie that used to be good in the past when we were kids. Maybe some of y'all, when your parents were kids, it was a very good movie when it first came out. But now everybody has seen it 35 fucking times now, and you just watch it for nostalgia purposes. So tonight, I'm going to go over the top 5 basic cable ass movies that represent the University of Coral Gables Hurricanes. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
You ready for this? All right.
I am.
All right. Number 5 on this list, Jumanji, the one with Robin Williams. Very good movie. A movie about a game. They roll some dice and then they get sucked into the game where all of the little animals and shit come popping out of the game because that represents Miami perfectly, right? Somebody roll a dice and every once in a while a player will pop out of there. You're like, oh shit, this might be dangerous. This might be dangerous. But at the end of the day, the game is still won. That's all it is. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's a Charleston Rambo. Oh my God, they had this player over here. That's what it is. You are nothing more than Jumanji. Let's see what kind of bird you got. Oh my God, there's a Cam Ward. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what y'all got right now. A whole bunch of absolute nothing that's popping out of the center of that damn game. And it's a waste of our time. Number 4 on this list, Four Brothers. You ever see Four Brothers? Yes.
I love Four Brothers. All right, let me hear it.
Four Brothers. All right. So let's take a look at this. You got the Four Brothers. For y'all haven't seen it, you got Mark Wahlberg, you got Tyrese, you got Garrett Hunlin, and you got Andre 3 Stacks. They 4 brothers. They all adopted. They coming from different places. They all together. They mama brought them together. The only four lost causes that no one could take off of her hands, and she raised them. That's what that is, right? Right, that's what it is. But let's go over this movie. All right. This movie is the ACC. And the 4 brothers should have been, of course, we were Mark Wahlberg, Florida State, Mark Wahlberg all day, the leader of the bunch, leader of the pack, dominating the game out here. Okay. You got Tyrese. Tyrese is Clemson. All right. Pretty boy Clemson over there. You know, they think they got their own little swag. They doing their own little thing. All right. Then you have the other 2 brothers. One of them was supposed to be Virginia Tech. That's, of course, Garrett Hunlin. He the one who get clapped because he run outside because somebody hit him with a snowball because they stupid as hell. They ain't done nothing. And then you got Andre 3000's character, which is the Miami Hurricanes, right? We've grown up now. We're grown up now. You know, we've elevated past this. You know, we taking care of things. No, that's what it is. That's what it is. Y'all are one of the 4 brothers, except it's still, let me reverse those. Instead of them being Vatek being the white boy who died in the movie, that's y'all. All right, y'all been dead for so long, and y'all ain't coming back. All right, y'all come back halfway through the movie, and then y'all get clapped on up out of here. That's what this is. So this is the 4 brothers. That's what that is. The ACC is the mama, and Clemson, Florida State, Miami, and Virginia Tech are the 4 brothers. Virginia Tech is dead. Florida State is still dominating the game, and the rest of y'all are out here in these streets looking around. That's what this is out here. All right. Number 3, Clueless.
Oh. Clueless. You know, I love Clueless. That's my favorite.
Hey, Alicia Silverstone. Beautiful girl. This represents Miami all over again. All right, but y'all not this. Y'all not Cher. Y'all not Alicia Silverstone. All right, you know who y'all are? Y'all the other girl. Y'all Ty. All right, you're the Brittany Murphy character in this. All right, we have to fix y'all up, make y'all look right because y'all been down bad for so long, and now we done finally got y'all back to relevance, and y'all out here trying to turn your back on us like we haven't been doing everything for you all this time. And then what's gonna happen? You're gonna go out here and think you can do something, you're gonna get your ass smacked back over here, and you're gonna come home to daddy. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna come back and try to get into our good graces. That's what you are. Okay. Y'all are clueless. Number 2 on this list, Titanic. Yes, Titanic. Miami is a big ass ship that is heading toward an iceberg. We know what's gonna happen. Y'all know what's gonna happen, and y'all out here trying to hook up with Kate Winslet in a car, an old 1920s car up underneath the boat. That's what y'all doing right now. But y'all gonna hit an iceberg. The iceberg is coming, and this is going to be fan-fucking-tastic. I can't wait. We gonna see that boat smack the iceberg. It's gonna put its ass in the air, crack, and sink to the depths of the sea, right back where y'all belong. All right, y'all are a Titanic ass program, and this is fantastic. Shout out to Fatal. He said I might say Undercover Brother. No. I got it because the number 1 movie that represents the 2024 University of Coral Gables Hurricanes. All right, the number 1 basic cable ass movie that represents the 2024 Hurricanes. You ready? Pretty Woman. Yes.
Why you gotta hate on Pretty Woman like that?
I'm not hating on Pretty Woman. Listen, I rocks with Pretty Woman. I rocks with Pretty Woman. But see, let's understand something. Miami, you Julia Roberts in that movie. You a hoe out here on these stroll. You own the stroll right now, and you got chose by the ACC refs, the ACC brass, and now you out here thinking that you better than you really are. You think you better than you really are, but guess what's gonna happen? Guess what's gonna happen? When daddy leaves this conference, y'all gonna be right back out there on the stroll. All you doing right now is walking in there with your money. Hey, I have money to spend in here. And everybody's looking at you like, we don't think your kind belongs. You need to get out of here. That's what y'all are. Y'all are a hoe on the stroll. So enjoy your day in the sun. Enjoy it, because once Richard Gere realizes that you ain't worth a damn, he gonna kick you out of his high-rise apartment or out of his high-rise hotel and send you back out there collecting them dollars, doing what you was doing, getting a little strange for that change in the front seat of some people's cars. That's what it is. All right, y'all are middle of the road. That's what it is. Category 5 said FSU movie would be soul plane, shifty but a bus seat. Absolutely not. We ain't soul plane, bruh. Get your ass out of here. All right. We are cinema. Okay. You could pick one of the Tarantino movies. We can be any one of them. You can pick one of the Francis Ford Coppola movies. We classics over here, baby. That's what this is. We classics. But y'all, on the other hand, y'all might as well be Lady in the Water or one of them other M. Night Shyamalan movies that don't nobody give a damn about. All right. You're Pretty Woman. So get your hoe ass out there. Go make this money. Because once the game is up, y'all gonna be right back out there on the stroll making this bread out here. So shout out to the 2024 University of Coral Gables Hurricanes. You couldn't even get no real movie like Tango and Cash because y'all don't even deserve that. No, y'all ain't that good. Y'all ain't that good.
Tango and Cash gave me my first tequila sunrise. I was like, hey, that looks delicious. You know? Sorry.
Wait. Hey, what the hell is it, a tequila sunrise?
Well, 1, tequila. 2 is orange juice. And a 3 is grenadine, a little bit of grenadine juice. Just a little bit. I don't like it that sweet. So, you know, just saying.
Oh my gosh, she said tequila. Listen, y'all, they can't be Tango and Cash because I mean, if this was Tango and Cash, Florida State, who would we be? Would we be Kurt Russell or would we be Stallone? Which one you think we would be?
If Florida State was in Tango and Cash, I would think they would be the cleaner of Kurt Russell's house. What?
Damn. God. Damn.
What? What are we talking about here? What are we doing? They can't be Kurt or Stallone. What are we like?
We could be one of them. We could be one.
What? No.
No. Yo, oh man, I didn't even want to go over the movies that I think this Florida State team is right here. I don't know. I don't even want to know which ones we are, but I know Miami riding high. And I'm glad for y'all, Miami. So shout out to Base Jiren, shout out to Black Steel, Raider Steel in the chat. Shout out to Kwame. You know, I'm happy for y'all. I really am happy for y'all because, you know, it's been 2+ decades of mediocrity at best.
20 plus years. Yeah.
20 plus years of mediocrity at best. Y'all finally got a chance. Finally got a chance to do something out here.
Been given it, but sure.
And y'all are realizing in real time that you got to enjoy the ride while you own it because this ride is about to come to.
And instead of enjoying it with your friends, you get on a Florida State show and do 63-3 and think that actually means a damn thing. By the way, guys, the 63-3 team that y'all played, you lost to you lost to the 63-3 team. You realize that, right? Like, do they not realize that when they say 63-3, you lost to them? Y'all are fucking so dumb. It's just ugh.
As much as they call us little bruh, oh, we the big brother, y'all the little brother. We've been spanking y'all ass now for the better part of 20 years. We on a 3-game win streak. Y'all had y'all little 4. We had a 7-game win streak before that. Like, y'all haven't been relevant at all. We've been y'all Super Bowl for the last 2 decades. I don't think y'all understand this. For the last 2 decades, we have been your Super Bowl. The only game that even rivaled any of the Miami Florida State games that you've had over this last 20 years was that one year where Notre Dame came down here for the first time since like the 90s, the early 90s, and y'all won that game, which I believe is the game that started that whole turnover chain bullshit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But that was the only game outside of us. Y'all haven't played a single game that's on the level of what Florida State is bringing to y'all. So I'm glad. Again, I am happy for the Shames fans. I love it. I'm glad y'all happy. I'm glad y'all enjoying the ride. I'm glad that y'all are out here acting like y'all got something going. Enjoy it. Because when y'all about to get a hard dose of reality, right? Like my brother Jamie Foxx said, it's about to come and bust your ass right in the face. It's coming. And when it comes, I'm going to be sitting right here, tiny hat on, cocked off to the side like I'm T.I. in 2004. And I'm going to say, I told you. I told y'all what was going to happen in the movie, baby. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to be fantastic. So shout out to the University of Coral Gables Hurricanes and their fans. Enjoy the ride because we saw this last year. Y'all just doing what we did last year. And next year, when all of your players leave, then y'all can come and talk to me about what y'all got going on. So that's gonna be great. You got any more thoughts on that shitty ass team down in Coral Gables before we move on to our squad?
No. I just don't really give a shit about what Coral Gables has going on, honestly. It's so funny. Nobody cares. I mean, you haven't played anybody. You're winning some games. Sure, I don't even know. What are they, 6-0, 5-0? Who gives a shit? It'll change. It'll change once Mario, maybe he puts on a new bra or something. I don't know. The ACC might get over protecting them. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not in their meetings. None of us are. But honestly, for Miami fans to just sit here and do this and act like they act like they have Jameis Winston as quarterback and that they are just rolling through. They are rolling through. No. You lost on Saturday. You should have lost, and you should have lost the weekend before to fucking Virginia Tech and Cal. And by the way, Cal lost to Florida State, who you guys keep making fun of as 1-5, which we are, and we make fun of ourselves. So y'all doing that just means nothing to us. We don't care. We're making fun of ourselves. However, this was a bad look for Miami, and it exposed Miami. I think everything that we see with Miami and that we said about Miami is absolutely accurate. Their secondary is shit. Their coaching is god awful. It's just all of it. It's so disgusting. And the fact that the ACC has done this 2 weekends in a row. And did they explain the last one? Did they explain the targeting? Because they had to come out after the Virginia Tech game and do all of this CYA about it because, again, at the end of the day, you don't overturn a call on the field without indisputable evidence. That's the problem. I don't think that dude caught the ball either. No. But that idiot, those refs that they pay, what, $20,000 a year while he leaves his tax assessor job in whatever city he works in part-time, because ACC refs are part-time. They're not even full-time employees.
Hey, hold on.
It's disgusting.
Hey, hold on. RQ taught how nuts taste because they stay in your mouth. You should ask your mama how nuts taste, because I nutted in her throat one time, and she's still talking about how my kid's playing freeze tag on her tonsil. You better check your tone, bro. Hold up. We'll play that over here. We don't got your nuts in our mouth. If anything, y'all the ones that have had our nuts in y'all mouth.
Aren't we like on a 3-game winning streak?
Bro, and been busting their ass ever since.
Who's in whose mouth?
Like one of these lame ass dudes told us, so we got 2 movies made about us, the U Part 1 and Part 2. Yeah, and they talking about ancient fucking history. I don't really give a damn about that.
On VHS. Your movies are on VHS.
Hell, you know who else got movies about them?
Was what was the DVDs that was like the old school like before DVDs came out? What was that like the
Betamax, Laserdisc?
Was it on Betamax?
Fuck out of here! Like, don't nobody give a damn.
Was it your national championship like last on Betamax? Like, come on, dude.
Bro, get out of here with all of that. Listen, ain't nobody jealous of what y'all got going on. We just went undefeated last year, and we had an all-time unprecedented level of screwing that happened to us. Right? Y'all are undefeated for the first half of this year, and y'all almost lost twice. Yeah. Hey, Bobby, you started with me, bro. You said, good Lord. Hey, he started with me. All right?
He did.
I invite all of the smoke. I hope RQ keep coming back, because that's my boy right there. But if you want to bring the smoke, we with it whenever we ready. But look, we just saw Florida State do this last year. We were out here whooping ass left and right, belt to ass, and y'all was telling us how trash we were, how this team ain't no world beaters, this, that, blah, 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 blah. And we won all of the games. That's what I'm saying. I'm happy for y'all. Keep winning. The problem is it's coming. And it's gonna come. And when it comes, y'all gonna run into a team that actually can score points, that has a head coach who is actually going to continue to play the game until the final whistle. And y'all gonna get y'all ass beat. And then y'all gonna be up here going, they're gonna do that all over your field the whole time. It's going to be hilarious.
Okay, did you see this last comment from one of these Miami weirdos?
Nah.
Bobby would roll over if he heard y'all's profanity. Bobby has been was in multiple locker rooms.
Hey, listen. This is John Shields. John Shields been running his mouth the entire time. I ain't want to say nothing to him.
Unhinged.
But John Shields, I talk about your mama, but I don't make fun of mentally challenged people. All right, so get your shit right. Either way that goes, Miami, enjoy it, so we can get off of a sorry ass squad. Now let's talk about our squad for this last little bit here. Florida State, we came up short against Clemson. A game that I thought we were going to lose. A lot of us knew we were going to lose that, but we wanted to see some changes come our way. And Mike finally did what we have been telling him to do. Hey, John, we might suck, but you swallow. All right? Just like RQ mama know what my nut tastes like, I bet you know what it tastes like too. Get it together, bro. Anyway, we Mike made some changes. And the game itself, when I'm looking at it, I'm not upset about the outcome of the game, because Clemson is a better team than we are. Clemson does have more horses than we do, so that's whatever. I'm more pissed off at the staff, because like I've been saying on this show for the longest, we should have had our young bucks out there for the last 3.5 games. We should have seen Brock out there. We should have seen Elijah out there. We should have seen Amari Williams. We should have seen Landon Thomas. We should have seen Elijah Moore out there. We should have seen LaWayne McCoy out there. For 3 games now, them boys should have been building that chemistry against the quote-unquote lesser opponents. And we should have seen them getting that burn. We knew DJ wasn't it after game 1.5. Halfway through that BC game, we shouldn't have had DJ ass back out there. We should have had all of the young dogs out there going. And I wholeheartedly will say this, and I'm going to say this until the end of my days. I think that we beat Clemson if we actually had them boys out there with the experience. Clemson didn't look like anything special to me.
No.
I thought that Clemson front seven was going to give us a lot of tough times. Our offensive line held up a little bit better than I thought it would. They gave Brock time to throw, and Brock, using his legs, was able to roll out. He was able to make beautiful throws, accurate throws. He was able to make some big time throws as well. He did have the interception, but Hakeem took that on the chin, said, no, I ran the wrong route. So even with that, you saw, like you've been saying for the longest, we saw absolute passion and fire from this team. And that's something that I'm more pissed off at the staff about. We should have seen that quite a few times over the season. So how'd you feel when you saw Brock and them boys out there swagging their asses up and down the field?
So one, you and I talked about it, probably not on the show, maybe after this or offline, but I think Brock definitely should have been started before the Memphis game. I think Brock has that Memphis swag. I think I've discussed this. I think he showed that on Saturday night. Like, I enjoyed what I saw. Jen ran for more yards than FSU, and when do I run? What is this? Am I now being thrown in as a runner? Like, we're not doing that. Let's not lie about me. I'm not a runner. Okay. No.
She's
I'm
a
not
runner.
running.
She's a track
Okay.
star.
Like, no, I'm not running. That would make you sweat. Like, I'll work out, but like running, no. So
how'd you feel about Brock and them boys?
I loved it. Okay. So I'm very disappointed in this team this year. I think I've gone over this a million times, but from what I saw with Brock, I saw life. I saw lights on in the eyes. I saw like wide receivers. The offensive line was, but again, I saw good. I saw some good. I saw some steps up. I saw, I was impressed. But again, maybe I'm biased. I'm from Memphis. But I thought he played very well. I really did. I thought he played a lot better than what we've seen. So
yeah, by the PFF grades, this was the highest rated game that an FSU quarterback had all season, and this came against the Clemson defense. True sophomore gets in the game, and we see a spark. We see the offensive line hold it up better. We see the wide receivers running. At least they were running. They dropped a hell of a lot of balls, but we saw the wide receivers actually out here giving a damn. They were actually out here trying to perform. They can't catch worth a damn, which we really gonna have to have a conversation about what Dugans is doing, because this was the same problem he was having at Miami. Their wide receivers could block like a motherfucker, but they couldn't catch a cold in a hospital ER. So that's a problem. But Brock did work. I like the way he moved around in the pocket. I like how he delivered a lot of the deep balls that he threw. I definitely like what I saw out of Brock, and I'm just more pissed that it took a hand injury for Mike Norvell to make that move. We've been saying this for the longest. Encyclopedia, she do look good, don't she? She do look good, don't she? She out here rocking that one. I keep telling you, bro, it's wild. But it was terrible. I like what I saw out of Landon Thomas. I like what I saw out of Amari Williams. And the one thing that
Amari Williams, by the way, the fact that this was the first game we saw him in catching a ball is the most disgusting.
It's egregious.
We've got Morlock out there fucking still. Amari Williams, what the fuck? Landon Thomas, Amari, like, I don't have the words for what I saw, last night or Saturday night. And I'm sitting here just thinking, why is Morlock still playing? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to do names.
84. He ain't even. I'm glad I didn't see him on the field. I don't want to see him on the field no more. He better not be out there. I just think Mike and this offensive staff did them boys a disservice. They still call some head scratching ass plays. 3rd and 2, we gonna throw a wide receiver screen with a 5'8" wide receiver trying to block a DB. Like, this is what we doing, Mike? I need me an OC. Get me an OC out here. I saw a couple of plays that just got on my nerves, but for the most part, it seemed like the plays that they were calling were getting a lot of movement. This offense looked like it could actually move down the field, and it was doing that against a much better Clemson defense. So I definitely like what I saw out of Brock Glenn. I like what I saw out of a lot of the young players. But Mike got to see me. Mike got to see me. I ever run into Mike Norvell, the very first question I'm going to ask him is, bro, what the fuck you doing? Like, what the hell is happening? How is it that I can see the difference sitting on my couch at the house, me and RQ mom out here popping popcorn and putting a little Tabasco sauce on it because we like spice in our relationship, and we could see that this team needed to make changes, but you couldn't do it. This don't make no sense. That just made my life hard. But I will say this though, number one, wide receiver. Number one, I don't want to see him on my field again. This is what, year 4 in this system, and you can't catch the ball. The ball hit the man square in the hands. It hit him in the chest. It hit him in the face mask. Drop, drop, drop. I don't want to see one on my field no more. Keep one off my offensive field. I want to see the young guys out there. And the other thing that I want to say about Mike, if this right here isn't the wake up call that your coaches, your position coaches need to be washed out whole hog, everybody need to go, all of them. If this right here, the development of these young players, if you telling me right now that we're watching these true freshmen and these true sophomores get out here, have more passion, more effort, actually make plays out here, and your seniors and your juniors couldn't do that, that's telling me that you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a staff. All of y'all need to go. And the only reason that I'm not saying Mike is included is because we just re-signed him, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt after the last 2 seasons we just had. But every other coach, I count 7 position coaches that need to be changed or added to the staff. 7 of them. And if I don't see 7 of them going, then Mike's still going to have to see me. The only ones that's going to be there in my mind are the head coach and the DB's coach. Sertan, you can stay out here and do work because you're recruiting. All right, but that's good out there. RQ, that's not my mom. That's not my mom. But me and your mother, we're going out for a nice seafood dinner tomorrow evening. I might send her home with a doggy bag for you, so you'll be all right. What you like? You like salmon? Do you like salmon or do you like fried fish? Which one's better for you? Don't worry about it.
I love that you actually see RQ's responses because I don't.
I love it. No, I like RQ. RQ coming with the smoke. I absolutely love it. But it's fun.
No, so, again, he said something personal. I don't ever just ignore people because it's unless it's personal. I don't care. You can check me on something I've said. You can check me on things. But like these MFers, these Miami fans come at you personally, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
And these people don't know me. And you know what's funny? If they did know me, if they did run up on me, it wouldn't be this type of smoke. It's fantastic. So I think it's all fun.
Oh, no, I don't think any of these people would say anything that they say online to my face. Like, never.
I live in the heart of Shamesville country. Trust me. They are all talking, no action. It's hilarious. But Encyclopedia, you're right. You said all of these this staff needs to go. I agree. Mike's got to make changes. I need an OC first off. I don't need Mike calling plays no more. You were a great play caller when you were doing that, but I need you in a pure CEO, Dabo Sweeney type role, Nick Saban type role. I don't need you calling plays. Get an OC in here, get a new DC in here. Let them do their job, right? I need a new wide receivers coach. The donk was doing work for a while. Now the donk got 100 spokes, and all 100 spokes rusted up right now. You got to get on up out the paint. You got to go. Dugans, if y'all remember, a few years back, Dugans was out here. He was already on the hot seat. And if he didn't land a Hakeem Williams, if he didn't land a LaWayne McCoy, that's the only reason that we ain't been on his ass for the last couple of years. But Dugans was definitely on the hot seat for quite some time. I need me a better recruiter at that running back spot, and I need me a better recruiter at that tight end position. If you listen to what Deshaun on the Double D's podcast tells you, you put your ace recruiters at the tight end and the running back position. We need better recruiters there. O-line coach. Some people want Yak to stay. Some people want Yak to go. I don't need him as a co-OC. I don't need him as an OC role. If he's going to be on my staff, he is purely going to be an offensive line coach only. And I need to see better recruitment, and I need to see better development, because we can't have a team full of seniors on this offensive line. And the best O-lineman that we got is somebody who was barely in the 2 deep for the University of Florida last season. That can't happen. Not on my squad. So Atkins is already on a short leash with me. If he goes, I'm not going to be mad about it. If he stays, I'm not going to be happy about it. It's whatever. He's in that squarely pure indifferent phase there. And everybody on that defensive side of the ball needs to go except Pat Surtain. All of them. From the OC, I need the DC gone. I need the linebackers coach gone. The D tackles coach gone. The DNs coach gone. I need all of those coaches that are not the DB's coach. All of them need to go. We need whole hog changes on this staff. Get me some recruiters in here and get me some people who can develop these players to do work. I need all of them. Oh yeah, my bad, William. No, I need Atkins gone. Atkins. What I said? Yeah. Nah, Atkins. Atkins can be purely an offensive line coach, and if he's not doing that, then we can get his ass up out the paint. So it's all good. So that was fun though. Belt to ass week. We watched a bunch of top 25 teams get their asses whooped. I just whooped RQ's ass in the chat. This is fantastic. We put a whole bunch of life out here in these streets. He said Tiny Hat is a sweetheart in real life. He know it.
Who said that?
He's zesty. RQ, you let me know where you at, RQ. I'll buy you a drink. You know, I'll put you out there on the stroll.
Don't do it.
You can go make some money because you are a pretty woman ass motherfucker. We can go ahead and get you out here. See how much money you can make from me out here on the stroll. I'm gonna send you down.
Maybe he's obsessed with you. Maybe he has like your picture up next to his bed, like before he goes to sleep. He's like, he has probably a bracelet that says, "What would Tiny Hat do?" You know, like what would Tiny Hat do? I don't know. I think he might be obsessed because it's not with me. I don't engage with him. You do, darling.
Listen.
I think RQ might be a little maybe confused. Maybe he's going through something in his life. I don't know.
Hey, it's like
maybe
if you say
maybe he does have some mommy issues. You're probably right. He's
tried to
probably
tell
looking
him.
for a girlfriend.
Listen,
I feel like he thinks you're his girlfriend. I don't know.
Me and
RQ might need some help.
Me and RQ's moms, we got a good thing going. That's all I'm saying. Hey, RQ, listen. I'm not trying to be your father. I just want to be your friend. Hey, it's like if you say you got Tiny Hat pajama. Yo, we out here wilding. This chat is going off. I love it. I love it.
He does. I bet he has like a little hat that's like, you know, like a little tiny hat. And then he wears like Florida State pajamas to go to bed and then be like, oh, I'm just getting back down in my, he's like cuddling in his blanket that's filled with Tiny Hat photos. I don't know. It's not me. It's not me. So anybody else that goes to the Walgreens and gets those blankets made with Tiny Hat's pictures on it, it's not me, guys. It's not me. It's RQ. It's RQ. He's doing it.
Hey, they say he saw RQ work in Nebraska ass. Hey, yo, I'm getting the fuck out of here, bro. What's in Nebraska ass? Hey, yo, running the line. That's hilarious, bro. All right, we got enough. Belt to ass week was fantastic. Again, shout out to everybody in the chat. I love going back and forth with y'all. I love all of the Shames fans that show up in here every week. Base Jiren, RQ, all of y'all. It's fantastic. Y'all pull up. All of my Knowles fans, I love every single one of y'all. Thank you for everybody for pulling up. And of course, for my beautiful co-host, the FSU Harley Quinn. Damn, girl, like, are we eloping for real? Are we gonna elope? Do I need to go get some moistenites for you, or do you want some? Probably
like I would assume a tuxedo would be nice.
Nah, hell no. What kind of ring you want? You want a VVS? You want some moistenites? Like what you want? You want them Chad Johnson glass ones? Like how you want me to bring it for you? You want diamond?
Later.
You want diamond? See, she bougie. See, y'all done got me. Oh, you about to run my pockets, girl. You know what you worth.
These 3 carats, at least for the center stone.
3?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jen, 3 carats. Hey, one of y'all, RQ, go hit one of the Cubanos up down in Hialeah. See if you can get me a discount on the 3 carat diamond. Just don't tell nobody about it. And on that note, we up out of here, y'all. Tiny Hat Gang. We out.
First off, fuck Bama in the roll tide. Fuck Tuscaloosa in every city that's close by. Bitch ass hillbilly redneck fans. Auburn almost caught y'all slacking like dress pants. Michigan trash, they ain't got a damn chance. Only Wolverine I respect is X-Man. Keen ass coach got exposed, still in plays. Damn right I'm bitter, y'all sweeter than lemonade. Texas ain't shit to